Welcome to Atlanta News First Plus, and I want to get to some of the top stories that we're following right now, starting with a shooting investigation underway right now in Macon in Bibb County, where we've learned that 7 people were shot and 1 person has died. Really a tragic situation, and I want to point you to our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, where this is our top story, and we have a lot more information on what has happened and what is available so far, because of course it is an active investigation, and so a lot of the details are not being released at this time, but we do know that deputies were called to the 1000 block of Triple Hill Drive around 1 a.m. and they found 3 people with gunshot wounds. They took them to Atrium Health, and that is where a 34-year-old ultimately died. Doctors were not able to save him, and officials learned that 3 other victims were driven to the same hospital in personal vehicles. One was taken to Piedmont Medical Center, and an 18-year-old is in stable but critical condition, while 5 others who were hurt are expected to recover. Again, the circumstances leading up to what happened still being investigated right now, and Bibb County officials are asking that anyone with information, please give them a call. Call the Bibb County Sheriff's Office or the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers hotline, and we have that information on atlantanewsfirst.com and also on our free app if you'd like to learn more about the story, or if you have any information that you want to share with them. I also want to take you to the situation in Paulding County, where there is a house fire investigation underway as well. So here is some footage taken from First Alert Chopper, and you can see it was still, dark when we flew our chopper over the scene here. And this is in Hiram at Highway 92 at Nebo Road, and crews have spent hours battling the flames there. They're saying that the home appeared to have been vacant, but it couldn't be searched due to the heavy fire involvement. Crews have been working to control the fire and, investigate exactly what happened. Thankfully, no injuries or damage have been reported at this time, but this is a story that we're going to continue to follow here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus, and really all of our platforms. All right, let's talk about the Peach Drop. After a 2-year hiatus, it has returned to Underground Atlanta, or will return to Underground Atlanta in less than a week. 70,000 people are expected to attend. Atlanta News First reporter Josh Skinner is at Underground Atlanta with a preview.
Yeah, one of the biggest annual events that takes place each year in Atlanta, but it has not been all that annual over the past half-decade or so. The Peach Drop did not take place in 2020 or 2021 because of the pandemic. It was back in 2022, but once again was canceled last year. The event is expected to bring out around 70,000 people to Underground Atlanta, which has been trying to find ways to revitalize and promote its businesses, many of which have been struggling since the pandemic. Numerous musical performances will take place, and the setup really going to ramp up here in the next few days. Now, Underground Atlanta owner Shanil Lalani says that his team is making sure that the night goes off without a hitch.
The peach, which is like 800-pound, 8 feet wide peach, you're going to see that on the property a week before the event. And then they'll do a couple of trial, runs, on the day of the event, a few days before, to making sure that, there's no, trials. There's no mistakes.
Now, I was here last year when it was announced that the Peach Drop was canceled for 2023, but back again this year. A nice little late Christmas gift for everybody here in Metro Atlanta. Festivities kick off at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and the party continues long after the peach drops at midnight. Reporting in downtown Atlanta, Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
And look at this Christmas classic, your final opportunity to take in the Nutcracker with a 2 p.m. performance at the Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center today. And we have a sneak peek. That is, of course, when some of Atlanta's youngest got a chance to see this show. For many of them, it was actually their first time in a theater. Don Shipman has a closer look.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go into the theater.
One by one, hundreds of Atlanta elementary school children file into the Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center to experience a holiday favorite.
Their eyes just light up when the stage is illuminated with those beautiful dancers.
This is the Atlanta Ballet's Kids in Step Nutcracker performance. The abbreviated version, about 35 minutes, highlights the second act of the Nutcracker.
it's not just be crafting the next dancer, but we're really trying to make them little arts advocates. And if they don't see the arts, they can't advocate for it.
So the theater is not full yet, but in just a few short minutes, it's going to be jam-packed with elementary school students from all across the metro, some 2,000 students. And for many of them, this will be their first time watching a live ballet performance.
No doubt the crowd favorite is when the theater erupts with a flurry of scurrying feet as the mice swarm in.
Like the shock and awe of their faces and the jubilee of excitement with like the uniform screams and shrills is just exciting.
The larger-than-life production featuring the main company as well as more than 280 young people from all across the metro also includes a special behind-the-scenes look at the magic happening backstage.
Our technical director is going to come out and explain the lights, explain how the big book works, explain all the inner magic that happens backstage, which the general public does not get that privilege. They don't get to learn all the secrets.
Secrets only revealed to the kids. The rest of us can experience the full performance of the Atlanta Ballet's The Nutcracker through December 26th.
And look at this, the Magic of Light still alive, even though Christmas is over. This is at Dixie Motor Speedway in Woodstock. Atlanta News First proud to be the media partner of Magic of Lights this year. And yes, you can still scan the QR code. You can still go to our dedicated page on atlantanewsfirst.com where you can get your tickets. And it does run through January 4th in Woodstock. So yes, you still do have a chance to check out the Magic of Lights. All right, let's turn now to a look at this forecast. It's pretty gray out there. And you know, I guess it's not as chilly as it has been, but here's First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin. I know we were talking about the Magic of Lights, and you spent some time at the Magic of Lights. It's so beautiful, and it really is feeling like Christmas, even though, well, it's not Christmas anymore.
And feeling like the holidays. We'll keep it at that. Hanukkah's still ongoing. Today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and it is feeling like these holidays typically do, or should, in North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. And if you're headed out to Magic of Lights, it's one of many events that are still going on. Also, of course, Garden Nights, Holiday Lights at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. That's yet another holiday event that you can enjoy. We do have some decent weather this afternoon, despite the gloom. Rain is spotty, and of course, if you are headed out to Magic of Lights, there isn't any need for an umbrella because you're going to be in the car the whole time. That is good news and a way to stay dry, still enjoying the holiday lights and everything that this season has to offer. So again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. We're going to shift gears here now, switching from news back to the First Alert forecast here streaming on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for tuning in, or maybe you were watching a few moments ago, for simply staying with us. And I want to remind you, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, two great places to get those questions answered, to get any uncertainty in the forecast addressed, one of which is on YouTube. In fact, I'm watching the stream right here. Carlston Hatcher, excuse me, moving quite quickly. Apparently that coffee is kicking in. Carlson Hatcher and Santiago also commenting. Thank you all for watching, for streaming. Good morning to you, Carlston. And again, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, Atlanta News First, the YouTube account is one place that we're streaming. You can also text us, 470-777-WANF. That is 470-777-9263. And I will repeat that number again at least once before we end this Atlanta News First Plus stream. So outside right now, temperatures are chilly and average in the low to mid 40s. Jacket worthy for sure. And we do have a few sprinkles out there, though not all of this is reaching the ground. In fact, I'm going to switch it over to a more sensitive radar mode, and you can see rain is just a little spottier, a little bit harder to pick up, if you're just looking at your screen here. Nonetheless, we do have some sprinkles in northwestern Bartow County. This is traveling, going to cross 75 just south of Calhoun. Also up in Lumpkin County, this is headed towards Ivy Log. Perhaps Hiawassee into Clayton-Rabun County. There's a little bit of rain basically between Lake Rabun and Lake Burton, and this is tracking up into the community of Clayton from southwest to north and east. A little bit of rain moving out of Clark and Oconee counties back towards, right now it's in Banks County, and headed back out of our area back towards Toccoa, and then crossing the state line into South Carolina. Southeast of Metro Atlanta, we are tracking little bit of light rain, really just drizzle here near Monticello and Eatonton, moving up to the north and east into Greene County. Could clip Godfrey, also Madison, Georgia, barely enough to even wet the pavement. Nonetheless, we do have just a little bit of moisture out there this morning. Your rain chances only about 20% as an average, and if you do see rain, it'll be light and it will be relatively brief, even with showers south of the Atlanta News First viewing area, pushing into southern Troup County, southern Meriwether County as well, perhaps western Upson County, the Thomaston area, and then getting into Pike County. Could get into Paulding County, Griffin, if it holds together over the next hour and a half. So not the perfect day, but not a terrible day to get outside. Again, live outside, we'll take you to our Skycam here. This is at the Atlantic Station area on top of the Atlantic Building, looking back to the kind of east-southeast. That's, of course, the connector, and then Midtown in the distance. Beyond that, we're looking in the general direction of Central DeKalb, South DeKalb, kind of towards the Decatur. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, temperature 46. That's a degree cooler than the same time yesterday. So as Joy was saying, while this morning began a little warmer than the past few mornings, far fewer 30s, more 40s. This afternoon will probably be chillier. In fact, it's forecast to be quite a bit chillier this afternoon compared to yesterday afternoon, with temperatures today staying in the 40s in many areas, approaching maybe 50, 51, whereas yesterday Atlanta hit 60 degrees. So we're right on trend here. Temperatures, 9 o'clock hour, 44, noon 48, right now we're 45. So we're on pace to hit these numbers, tracking fairly well. No surprises in the forecast yet. A chilly day, a day with a chilly breeze too. Again, that breeze will add to the chill factor, make it feel even chillier. And today is technically going to be a day with cooler than average temperatures in the first alert forecast, with highs mainly staying in the upper 40s and lower 50s, whereas we should be in the mid-50s here in Atlanta on today's date. I want to take you beyond today, though. Again, we'll kind of fast forward to late this afternoon, bringing it back just a little bit forward there, 3 p.m., around the time that those high temperatures or warmest point of the day occurs. And notice how we really don't have much in the way of rain at that point, maybe just a couple sprinkles. Clouds increasing once again overnight tonight. And early tomorrow morning, mostly dry. Lots of clouds, maybe a little bit of patchy fog, some sprinkles. But as we go through the day, here we are at noon, isolated showers starting to develop. Still, rain is very few and far between. These rain showers are, and they're relatively, light. They're brief. They're not a huge impact to your Friday. Friday is not a first alert weather day. However, as we get into the late afternoon, we're going to be tracking a little bit more rain just north and west of the Atlanta News First viewing area by dinner time. Maybe a little bit more rain in Cleburne County in Alabama, Chattooga County up in extreme northwest Georgia. But it's mainly, as far as the city of Atlanta is concerned, kind of a late evening and early Saturday morning sort of peak chance of rain in the first alert forecast. And then as we get into, out the door period Saturday morning, 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, we will have still some spotty rain to deal with. Saturday is a first alert weather day. We have that period of rain in the morning, and then late morning, afternoon, I think that we're going to see some improvement in the forecast, perhaps even dry enough to get outside and still keep those outdoor plans. But it's kind of a play it by ear scenario, as things may still change a little bit with exact timing between now and then. But it does look like we're going to get some sort of break during the day Saturday. And then as we get into Saturday evening, a slow-moving line of showers and thunderstorms will be approaching from the north and west. And this is what will impact much of North Georgia as we get into the overnight hours Saturday, early morning hours Sunday. Sunday, too, a first alert weather day with likely some noisy thunderstorms moving through in the morning, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. And then very quickly, forecast model, this particular run stops at 9 o'clock Sunday morning. The data with this particular forecast model just doesn't go beyond that. But after this 9, 10, 11 o'clock window, we will very quickly dry out, and we might even clear out a little bit, giving nicer conditions, ushering in nicer conditions for any of those outdoor plants. Just another human, that's the avatar on YouTube. Good morning to you, fellow human. Just another human, the avatar on YouTube saying good morning. So again, if you're just tuning in, today the clouds are back, spotty rain. Friday, a few more showers, but still not a huge impact to your day. Not a first alert weather day, but then Saturday and Sunday are first alert weather days with rounds of rain moving in. It won't rain all day Saturday, nor will it rain all day Sunday. However, there will be periods of showers and thunderstorms kind of in that 36 to 48 hour window, mainly Friday night, Saturday morning, and then Saturday evening into Sunday morning. reason for the first alert weather days. But if your plans are Saturday afternoon, it's possible you could still get those in. And then after we get to Sunday afternoon, we're going to be dry into Monday. Tuesday, chance of a few showers in the forecast, but doesn't look like it's going to be a huge issue for the New Year's Eve plans. Most of this should be earlier, and forecast models not all that impressed with the rain chance, hence why it is at 30%. But much like how the forecast evolved for this weekend, if there are changes for Tuesday, if it trends wetter and the forecast looks to impact those New Year's Eve plans, we'll throw in that first alert weather day to give you the extra heads up. Then as we head into the new year, we're going to dry out, clear out, and trend colder. But how cold we get, and does that cold come in one blast, or do we kind of gradually slide into a colder pattern? The first alert weather team working to answer those questions. There is still a bit of uncertainty in that portion of the first alert forecast. Do want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. Next stream is with First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey at 11:30. She's going to walk you through weather where you are, let you know what we're tracking, more on this weekend's set of First Alert weather days, and then First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez back on TV. New data coming in by this point. Tracking maybe a few sprinkles for today, and then that updated forecast for this weekend on Atlanta News First at noon. Reminder, you can always get a check of the forecast on the go at atlantanewsfirst.com and in the First Alert weather app. I know it's gloomy, but get outside, enjoy it. Wetter weather is on the way this weekend. Today, low impacts, just looking cloudy, feeling chilly. But day after Christmas, do still get outside and enjoy your day.